This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. There's another NFL head coaching opening, the latest in Buffalo. Bills dismissed Sean McDermott following his 9th season with the team. Under McDermott, Buffalo went 8-8 in the postseason, 0-2 in AFC Championship games, no Super Bowl appearances. He told his staff he intends to continue coaching, and he'll likely get opportunities to do that, explains ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
He now may get in on other head coach openings. I will say this. There have been teams that have brought up his name to me and said that if he got fired, he would automatically become part of their candidate pool. So there have been teams that have been narrowing down their searches that I think Sean McDermott will have a chance to go coach.
When the Seahawks take on the Rams in Sunday's NFC Championship game, running back Zach Charbonnet won't be on the field. He needs season-ending ACL surgery. Kenneth Walker III shoulders the load in his place for Seattle. Miami, Indiana square off in the CFP Championship game tonight, 6:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN. Hoosiers seeking their first ever national title in football. Hurricanes their first in 25 years.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Tuesday, I'll give you my top 5 NFL coaches that need to get over the hump next season. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
So. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. College football's national championship game is tonight. We'll have plenty of talk about that leading up to kickoff. We will also get you caught up with a lot of the goings-on from the portal this past weekend. LSU wide receiver signee Jackson Harris in 1 hour. Let's begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Well, within 24 hours of this very moment, LSU's transfer portal class will, for all intents and purposes, be done. There are still 2 very big targets remaining. Both very literal big targets, with Jordan Seaton and Princewill Umanmielen, who we're keeping an eye on here as LSU tries to put the finishing touches on what has been an epic haul already. 39 commitments or signees as of this point. The number 1 transfer portal class, the number 1 player in the portal, and the number 1 quarterback, obviously, in the portal, and Sam Levitt. And my goodness, has it been a pretty remarkable job by Lane Kiffin, Billy Glasscock, and their staff. I expected it to be a great portal haul. I might have even expected it to be the number 1 portal class. I'm not quite sure I expected exactly what they've landed to this point, and they might still not be done. So let me catch you up on Seaton and Umanmielen and what we know as of this very moment. So Jordan Seaton, again, from Colorado, former 5-star offensive tackle, 2-year starter with the Buffaloes. He was a 5-star plus signee when he was coming out of high school, and he is outstanding. You go look at his PFF grade. His pass blocking grade this year was an 83. For context, Will Campbell was an 80.6 last year at LSU in 2024. So you could say Big 12, SEC, get it, that's fine. Point is, we're talking about an elite specimen, 6'5", 330, projected top half of round 1 guy, could be the first offensive tackle taken whenever he comes out, all that sort of stuff, okay? The big name that everybody wants. On Friday, he visited Mississippi State. Phil Lodeholt was his offensive line coach. Remember, Phil Lodeholt was actually a one-time LSU commitment under Nick Saban, couldn't make grades. What a different era. Goes to Oklahoma, becomes an NFL an NFL offensive tackle, and now is in his coaching career. He was Seaton's position coach. So Seaton sort of took a courtesy visit to Mississippi State on Friday, went to Miami on Saturday, and then did in fact land in Baton Rouge on Sunday. So he had his visit on Sunday where they rolled out the red carpet. Many of you probably saw on social media as well the photo of Seaton with Lane Kiffin and Lane's nephew, who they affectionately refer to as Cookie. They're in Tiger Stadium. Seaton shared that on his social media. Shout out to Lane Kiffin, who was wearing the Our Lady of the Lake hat. Not only posted that photo, but also a photo of the Our Lady of the Lake hat. Clearly, our friends over at the lake are doing a lot of work with the NIL component of this, so they certainly deserve a lot of credit there. And then Seaton had dinner Sunday night at Stab's Prime in Baton Rouge. And from everything I heard about how it went on Sunday, it went exceptionally well, and that LSU wants Seaton, and I believe Seaton wants to be at LSU. The big question remaining for both Seaton and Umanmielen is this is a pretty heavy lift financially to get Seaton and Umanmielen, who will both be seven-figure signees, after you've already had this epic haul of 39 players, where you paid Sam Levitt or committed more than $5 million to Sam Levitt, when at the start of the portal cycle, remember we were talking about Trinidad Chambliss, and that number for Chambliss was going to be high threes. Well, then you were able to add Husan Longstreet as well. That's a seven-figure add. You go add Jordan Ross, defensive end. Just go down the list of all the incredible players that you've added. Ty Benefield at safety, who was the top safety in the portal. Jace Brown was the number 3 receiver in the portal. Just go down the list. It's been incredible what they've been able to do in this portal cycle, but that's also incredibly expensive. So how do you make it work financially? That's the one big question that remains. The on-field question is not even a question. Of course, you want both of these guys. What I can tell you is that there was a private dinner planned for tonight, Monday night, at Supper Club, which is closed Sunday, Monday, just like they did with Sam Levitt. They opened up for a private dinner that Monday when Levitt was in town. They were planning to open up for a private dinner Monday night for Jordan Seaton and the LSU contingent with him. I was told early this morning that dinner has been canceled. Now, Pete Thamel reported that Levitt was supposed to be going to Oregon, to Eugene. That was over the weekend. When I was made aware of his itinerary to be in Baton Rouge on Monday and through Monday evening dinner, it kind of sounded like he was not going to make that trip to Eugene. Now, I can tell you as of right now, Jordan Seaton hasn't put anything out publicly. No one in his camp has. And I have not seen anything from the Oregon side that has suggested he has made it to Eugene. So we'll continue to wait to see that. And I have not gotten confirmation from anyone at LSU as to whether or not Seaton is still there or has left. If we get some confirmation there, we'll certainly pass it along to you. But I think what's important to remember here is time is not on anybody's side here. Tuesday is the last day to enroll for the spring semester at LSU. And you can roll your eyes and laugh and say, well, they're not really students, but they are. Like, you have to be enrolled at the university to be able to play on the football team. So if Jordan Seaton is going to go through spring at LSU, then he's got to be enrolled by Tuesday. So the ideal circumstance is takes this visit on Sunday, stays Monday. Monday is obviously the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, so the campus is closed. When the campus reopens on when the campus reopens on Tuesday, he would enroll and sign his paperwork, enroll, and be an LSU Tiger. That's the ideal situation. We're going to have to wait and see how all this plays out. If it gets beyond Tuesday, I don't really know what would happen there. Listen, your offensive line without Jordan Seaton would still be exceptional. Tompkins from Baylor played 10 games, starting 5 at left tackle. Devin Harper was the projected starting right tackle at Ole Miss for 2026. You've got Braylon Moore and Weston Davis back. Aliou Ba from Maryland, a 2-year starter at right guard, who was a top 100 prospect, started his career at Georgia, then became a 2-year starter in the Big Ten. I mean, that in addition to guys like Jaquan Sprinkle and Jacoby Jones, who you've added from FCS and JUCO, respectively. Solomon Thomas, a former 5-star who's still here. I mean, you have got options and really good, talented options. They did an exceptional job of replacing the talent they lost with the 6 contributors that left and the 8 total. With Seaton, then you're talking about Braylon Moore at center, the best left tackle in the country, Weston Davis back at right tackle, and all the guys we mentioned. Bob probably slots in at right guard. Harper, Tompkins, Sprinkle, Jones, Thomas, all battling for like one spot and then backup roles. Now you are exceptional on the offensive line if you're able to land him. So we'll wait and see what happens, but I would suspect we will have an answer on Jordan Seaton and Princewill Umanmielen by Tuesday, because you just have to. I want to step aside. I'll come back and give you the details that I have on Princewill Umanmielen, because that's another one a lot of people have asked about. So we are brought to you every day. Our show opened by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, official beer of the New Orleans Saints. Of course, if you're going to be watching the national championship game tonight with Miami and Indiana, make sure you're doing it with plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. Whether you're at your home watching, whether you're at a restaurant, your favorite sports bar, watering hole, whatever it may be, just make sure you're watching a champion crown tonight with delicious ice-cold Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers. All right, it's After Further Review. Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows. We talk Seaton. Let me grab a quick break. We'll come back. I'll give you the latest on Princewill Umanmielen and explain all this for you as well. Stay with us. It's AFR.
AFR.
Of course, a great supporter of the Tigers, Gordon McKernan and Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. You can always follow him on all the social media accounts at Get Gordon. And one of the things that you'll see pretty regularly is they will post there whenever they have maybe a large settlement or something like that, or a great decision in favor of their clients. Saw one, it was a 7-figure settlement, and the attorney's responsible last week, which is pretty remarkable when you see it. Also, they do a great job of posting with members of the G team. West, Witt, and Zach Weeks were all G team members this year. And of course, Witt returning for his senior year. Zach will be back for his redshirt freshman season in 2026. West is off to the NFL, but a couple of guys that were part of trio of guys that were part of the G team. As always, Gordon, a great supporter of the Tigers and helping injured people all over our state. So you know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email LockeMeredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Glad you're rolling along with us here. Monday edition of AFR. Countdown is on to the national championship game. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks. Get a pick on that in hour number 3. Really fascinating when you look at some of the swings in what the betting markets have done for this game. Obviously, Miami playing a home game. I mean, it is their home field where they're playing down in Miami Gardens. It's also interesting because as I looked at it earlier today, the line all season on this game, Miami likely for most of the season would have been favored over Indiana. And actually, before Indiana's blowout win over Oregon, this number would have been 5.5. But it climbed all the way up to 8.5. Now some Miami money's come in. It's down to 7.5. It's moving a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on that as we move closer to kickoff. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. Spent the opening segment here talking about giving you an update on Jordan Seaton, which is to say it's been very quiet today, like eerily quiet. Throughout this entire portal cycle, I've had plenty of people, I think, as you followed along, being on Twitter here on the show, who have been good sources of information. It has been eerily quiet today around LSU, and that kind of tells me they are trying to land the plane with Jordan Seaton, and loose lips sink ships and the whole thing, and so I don't think anybody's saying anything. So we'll see if we have something there. Remember, Seaton's already in the transfer portal, so he can commit, sign at any time, and then enroll on Tuesday. The situation with Princewill Umanmielen is a little different, so let's kind of catch you up there. The Princewill Umanmielen situation at Ole Miss is kind of odd. So if you're not familiar, Umanmielen, his brother Princely Umanmielen, started his career at Florida, transferred to Ole Miss a couple of years ago. Well, Princewill started his career at Nebraska, where he's played for a couple seasons. This year, transferred to Ole Miss, had 9 sacks, which led the team. He's 6'5", 245. He is central casting how you would build an edge rusher, and he's very good. So Umanmielen announced his intention to enter the transfer portal. There's a catch. He had already signed his agreement to return, his rev share agreement to return to Ole Miss for 2026. Very similar to what we saw with Damon Williams, the quarterback from Washington, who declared his intention to go in the transfer portal. Washington said, oh, no, we have this contract. Well, turns out the contract for Damon Williams had a buyout of $4 million, which nobody was going to touch, so he stayed at Washington. As I understand it, as we moved our way through this Umanmielen situation, Umanmielen declared his intention to go in the transfer portal. Ole Miss intends to hold him to the agreement that he signed, which, of course, doesn't preclude you from leaving. And as it's been explained to me, if the way that a prospect goes into the transfer portal, there is an online form that the player has to fill out, at which point that school's compliance office has to submit the paperwork to the NCAA for that player to go in the transfer portal. When the NCAA receives it, they process it, and only then does the player's name appear in the portal. Now, they don't work on Saturday, Sunday, and today's a holiday at the NCAA, so you're not seeing any new names pop in the portal. The question is, on Friday, Umanmielen fills out his form. Did Ole Miss's compliance office submit the paperwork? If they did, when the NCAA reopens on Tuesday, in theory, his name should pop up in the transfer portal once they process it. When his name pops up in the transfer portal, only then can he formally have communication with another school and sign with another school. Because until his name is in the portal, remember, there can be no contact between player and coach. However, you can absolutely, and as happens everywhere, have agents or representatives talk to the GM and whoever's handling that. I mean, that's how this whole thing works. I mean, go back to the month leading up to the opening of the portal where all the players were announcing their intention to enter the portal. We talked about it then. That was them effectively sending out a banner, a flare to say, hey, schools, if you're interested, contact my agent because I'm going to be in the portal. That's why every single student athlete in their social media bio says it has their agent contact or who they're repped by. So schools know who to contact to discuss a deal. So, yeah, absolutely, LSU's reps will have done. And, by the way, Lane Kiffin, Billy Glasscock, they're the ones who got Umanmielen to Ole Miss last year. Clearly, they know who he's repped by. There's a pre-existing relationship there. This shouldn't come as any surprise. So if they had that conversation, those parties, to do a deal with Umanmielen, then it's just a matter of his name appearing in the transfer portal by Tuesday. So if he picks LSU, he can enroll at LSU. Now, something I was told over the weekend is that Ole Miss is pushing hard to keep Umanmielen in Oxford, but it also may be a highest bidder thing. And one other school I was told to keep an eye on was Texas. And Texas could try to work their way into the conversation for Umanmielen. If he's in the portal, it could be LSU, Texas, very likely to be LSU with the deal already done. The other component of this is that LSU, or wherever he goes, would have to buy out his contract. And I'm told that is a mid-six-figure buyout. So you would be talking about a very expensive acquisition. Now, how that could work is whatever the number that you were going to give Umanmielen, like let's say hypothetically LSU has a deal in place in principle with Umanmielen. Well, that deal could be, this number less the buyout. So LSU then pays the buyout, hypothetically if it were LSU in this case, and then Umanmielen gets the balance. So that's one way that this could be structured. But this is expected to be a seven-figure player if, in fact, he's leaving Ole Miss for LSU or Texas or wherever it may be. But Tuesday is the date to watch and to keep an eye on, because if, in fact, his name pops up in the portal on Tuesday when the NCAA reopens, great. He can have contact with LSU, he can commit, sign, all that sort of stuff. If his name does not appear yet in the portal, Ole Miss might have just sort of run out the clock, so to speak, because Umanmielen could still, if you're in the transfer portal, you can sign with your school with the school you want to go to at any time. You could wait until June and show up for workouts. But again, that would prevent that player from participating in spring football at their new school. Because at LSU in this case, because Tuesday is the deadline to enroll for the spring semester, as it was explained to me over the weekend. So for all intents and purposes, LSU's roster for spring football is going to be set on Tuesday. The big questions, will Jordan Seaton and Princewill Umanmielen be part of it? Now, when you look at what LSU's been able to do on the defensive line, specifically at the edge spot, as it pertains to Umanmielen, remember, you're getting Gabe Relaford back off of injury. Damian Shanklin is returning for another season, as is Kalaj Cobbins. So when you look at the players that LSU has lost from the edge, C.J. Jackson is headed to Vanderbilt. And I think C.J. Jackson might be the only edge that is entered the transfer. I'm scrolling at the list over at LouisianaSports.net just to make sure there's someone I haven't missed, because we're talking about dozens and dozens of players here. But you've added some very impactful players. You added Jaylen Brown. You added Jordan Ross, who was the former 5-star, who's at Tennessee. You added Achilles Woods, who is sort of a depth piece that you hope can continue to grow and develop. So your numbers look good there. But if in addition to Relaford and the other returning prospects we talked about, you've added You've added Jordan Ross, who's a former 5-star. You've added Jaylen Brown, of course, was at South Carolina with Sterling Lucas. And you're able to add Umanmielen, who I know LSU made a play for Damon Wilson, the former Georgia and Missouri edge rusher. They weren't able to get that one across the finish line, which is why I would think Umanmielen would become the next target. You're still talking about very high profile, very expensive additions here if they're able to get it done. So the two to keep an eye on, again, Jordan Seaton, Princewill Umanmielen, and you should have an answer by Tuesday as to whether or not they're going to be part of this portal class. But even if LSU doesn't land either of them, this is still a remarkable haul. So the number 1 rated portal class, you got the number 1 player in the portal in Sam Leavitt. You had a former 5-star quarterback who left Southern Cal where he was a backup to come be a backup at LSU. You got Landon Clark as well. You know, the top target you had is an FCS quarterback stepping up to give you depth. You've added 9 receivers, including a couple that were top 5 at their position. You added who you thought was the best safety in the transfer portal in Ty Benefield. You've added 8 offensive linemen, including a couple of guys who've had Power 4 starting experience, a couple more who have multiple years of starting experience at the lower level. You added 2 interior defensive tackles, 3 edge rushers as well, and maybe now even a 4th. It is just, I think we all knew Kiffin coming in with his pedigree, his focus on the transfer portal, the reputation, and the money that LSU had to spend, that this was going to be a really good class. Again, I believe if you had told me they're going to go sign the number 1 portal class, I'd believe it. I mean, LSU signed the number 1 portal class last year. So given all that they needed to address, yes, I totally could have believed this would have been the number 1 portal class. But this is a runaway freight train of a transfer portal class, regardless of whether they get Seaton and or Umanmielen. If they land one or both of them, you're talking about taking it just into the stratosphere. Now, there is the question of how do they pay for it and what does this do for expectations? And I want to get to all of that. We will as we move throughout the show. We got a ton of time to talk about it. One guy who's a part of this class is Jackson Harris, the wide receiver from Hawaii, who was the first portal commitment and addition by Lane Kiffin. He's going to join us in 33 minutes at the top hour number 2, so we're looking forward to that conversation. We are brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry with 9 different locations. Make sure you find the Lee Michaels nearest you, and remember to thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Valentine's Day, gents, we are less than a month away. I mean, Feb 14, we're less than a month from Valentine's Day. It's time to start. I know Christmas is just behind us, but Valentine's Day is less than a month away. So maybe it's that beautiful ring. Maybe it's a diamond engagement ring if you want to get engaged on Valentine's. Maybe it's necklaces or bracelets or watches or earrings. There are so many amazing gift ideas and 9 different locations of Lee Michaels. They're going to be able to give you the best selection at the best price. It's like, say it all the time, it's like Goldilocks. It's just right. The box stores tend to be impersonal, cookie cutter. The boutiques, maybe not the best selection and tend to be overpriced. At Lee Michaels with 9 stores, they've got the selection. If they don't have what you want, they'll find it. If they can't find it, they'll make it. And they'll always give you a great price as well. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it's after further review. We'll knock out a break, come back, go around the SEC. They're counting down to the national championship game tonight in Miami. It's a 6:30 Central time. I guess the broadcast starts at 6:30 Central. I guess it would probably kick off sometime around 6:45 or so. But in any event, so we're about 3 hours away from the national championship game. An interesting look at what the ticket price market is doing for this game. As you might imagine, Miami playing a home game and their first championship appearance in 25 years, and Indiana playing for its first ever championship in football. Yeah, a robust market. We'll tell you about it when we continue. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Seagan near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Tell you every day to buy local and shop local. And if you haven't done it yet, I know I always encourage you to do this as well. Go follow Clegg's on their Facebook page, because whenever they get a new shipment, whatever it is that they have, when they have sales, they always go post it on Facebook. Like They have welcome boards right now that are on sale throughout the spring. They're $19.99 right now for their welcome boards. Also, seed potatoes are there. As they say, seed taters are there. You can find them over at Clegg's Nursery. Get by any of the 4 locations. And also, something I saw that they posted earlier today, the Milky Way African Iris is in, and they've got more than 20 different varieties of tomato seeds. You can check them out over at Clegg's Nursery. So get by any of the 4 locations. Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
First American Bank and Trust is proud to bring you live coverage of the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl. Join Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn as they take off the bench on the road to Mobile, Alabama. Broadcasting live Monday, January 26th through Thursday, January 29th. You can watch it all live on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Our coverage of the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl is powered locally by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
You know, I don't ever delve in terms like that, or I stay away from creating narratives, storylines. It's never been part of the process. I believe that there's a substance to what we do, and it's completely rooted in reality and hard work, and we like to stay that route.
As Mario Cristobal, when asked about being a Cinderella team, there's some validity to that. I mean, Miami at the start of the season was 200-1 to win the national championship. I mean, this was not a team that many thought would make this kind of run. Even on that selection Sunday, Miami, if you looked at the odds makers, was not favored to make the field. Notre Dame was thought to be the team that was going to make the field. Yet here's Miami going on this run to the national championship game. The first time that the Canes have played for the national championship since the 2002 season. Of course, they haven't won it since the 01 team. 02 was that great game out in the Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State where they lost in overtime. Actually, Miami kind of got screwed on the late PIs, we all remember. But in any event, it's been a quarter century. So naturally, when you work together the dynamics of this football game, you have Miami playing on their home field, not just in their home city, on their home field. So this is even different than, say, like LSU playing a national championship game in New Orleans, which is awesome. But that would be like LSU playing the national championship in Tiger Stadium. Maybe not exactly, because I'm not sitting there trying to say that Miami playing it at Miami Gardens there at Hard Rock Stadium, that's a home field advantage like Tiger Stadium has. But understand, like, it is their home stadium. They play their games there. So naturally, it's very easy for their fans to get there. And you can make all the jokes you want about Miami's fans. And that's all warranted. They have a very casual fan base at Miami. But at times when they have been good, you have a lot of wealth in Miami. That is a private school with a ton of wealthy donors. And yes, they can spend. And it's been a quarter century. So you have an entire generation of fans that have no recollection of Miami playing for a championship. So that is one big factor here. And then on top of it, you have Indiana. Indiana, maybe you've heard this here since in this run, but Indiana actually has the largest living alumni base of any school in America. So you have a massive alumni base, a wealthy alumni base, and a fan base that never would have ever expected they'd have the opportunity to see their football team play for a national championship. So here they are. So this is quite literally the first time in the program's history they're in this game. So it is quite literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for all Indiana fans, which has the largest living alumni base, playing a game in Miami against Miami at Miami's home field with a very wealthy alumni base. All of those factors have blended together to create what feels like a Super Bowl ticket price. The average ticket price right now is more than double the price of last year's game. As of this morning, the day of the game, the get-in price, like the cheapest price, the get-in price is $3,910. Cheapest seat in the house, $3,900. The average price, $5,740 for this game at Hard Rock Stadium. I mean, the average person that's getting in there tonight is dropping $5,700 to put their butt in a seat tonight. Absolutely incredible what we're seeing. And I know, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, it's further illustration of why the playoff and expanded playoff is good for college football. It creates more interest. It allows more access. You have new blood and worthy teams. Indiana has been outstanding, and Miami has earned their way there by going on the road and beating Texas A&M at Kyle Field, by beating Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl, and then obviously winning the semifinal game in the Peach Bowl against Ole Miss. So yes, they are worthy because they have done it on the field. Thank God we have a playoff and not the group of goons, the self-important a-holes in the hotel ballroom in suburban Dallas, using their supreme executive power, debating things like game control and defensive efficiency to determine who's worthy of having a spot, a precious spot in the playoff. No, how about we just go play it on the field? Let's play games. Love it. It's awesome. And as a result, you have something like you have tonight, which will be an historic type moment. See how this game goes with Indiana and Miami. Hey, we're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. I've been telling you about this, and if you haven't done it yet, if you're thinking of buying land, I want you to go check out the website at First South Farm Credit. So it's firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. They actually also have this linked at their Facebook page, but it's the ultimate recreational land buying guide. And this is honestly, for all the years I've had the privilege of talking about First South Farm Credit, this is the time of year where so many people start calling First South Farm Credit for a couple of reasons. One, hunting season's over, so you're realizing, man, I'm tired of sharing or leasing land. I'm tired of sharing someone else's property. I want my own. Or 2, you just got to the end of the year and you realize maybe for tax purposes in this year, buying recreational property may be a great tax benefit for you. So whatever the reason, start by going to the website, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com, the ultimate recreational land buying guide. You see it there. It's a great resource, and it's totally free at firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review, brought to you by Relief Windows. We do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oregon true freshman quarterback Bryson Beaver has committed over the weekend to Georgia as part of the 2026 class. He was signed with Oregon, but obviously with the Bulldogs losing their 5-star commit Jared Curtis on a last-minute flip to Vanderbilt, and then with Oregon bringing in Dylan Raiola, Beaver went into the portal, and now without ever playing at Oregon, he'll head to Georgia.
The Auburn Tigers.
Auburn has signed Chattanooga cornerback transfer Kamari Todd. Todd, 6'1", 170, played a major role in his true freshman year at Chattanooga this year for the Mocs. Had 50 tackles, 1.5 TFLs, and a pick after signing in February prior to his freshman year. So Kamari Todd, cornerback, heading to Auburn.
The Missouri Tigers.
Mizzou has added a massive interior offensive lineman. Mississippi State's Zach Owens is transferring from Mississippi State to Missouri. 6'6", 340. He should be a starter this fall for Missouri. Spent a year, that's his 4th stop, by the way. Clemson, Colorado, Mississippi State, now 4th school in as many years.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Bama's landed former South Carolina edge Desmond Umeozulu, 6'6", 255-pounder. He's got 1 year of eligibility remaining. He's played in 36 games over his career with the Gamecocks.
The Ole Miss Rebels.
Ole Miss landed FCS star running back Joshua Dye from Southern Utah, 5'11", 205, ran for 1,800 yards and 28 touchdowns at Southern Utah this last year as a redshirt sophomore. He was an FCS All-American. He's headed to Oxford.
The Texas Longhorns.
And left tackle Trevor Gooseby, his availability for spring football is in question after having shoulder surgery. He was injured in the win over Michigan in the Citrus Bowl, and now his eligibility for spring is up in the air. He's played over 1,100 career snaps during his 3 seasons at Texas, giving up just 3 sacks during his 30 games for the Longhorns. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Our Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. Oh, yeah. They do shutters, too. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. LSU wide receiver signee transfer from Hawaii, Jackson Harris, set to join us in 17 minutes from right now at the top of hour number 2. Head down to Miami, chat with Bill Bender as well from the Sporting News, get his thoughts on the national championship game with Indiana and Miami. That's all coming up in hour number 2. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back and wrap up hour number 1. Stay here.
After further review.
New year, new you. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help. Now, I know we talk about the funny name from time to time. Yeah, I get it. Goodwood, laugh. It's funny. Okay. Also, they do ED treatments, but that's not all they do. If you need ED treatments, they can help at Goodwood. But they also do hormone replacement therapy. Man, if you're already on HRT, I highly, highly, highly recommend you switch from whoever your current provider is to Goodwood. Lowest prices, never any contracts, and when you do your twice annual blood labs, they pick up the cost of that. So it's highly recommended if you are on HRT already, you consider switching yourgoodwood.com. They also have dozens of different peptides that can help you maximize your productivity, your vitality in so many different phases of life. Cellular optimization, overcoming injury or chronic pain, brain fog. They do it all. Yourgoodwood.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
It's 4th and 4 at the Ram 14, and in the gun is the quarterback, Caleb Williams. Looks into the nickel, arms outstretched. 4th down and 4, 14 of the Rams. Shotgun snap, goes back 4-man rush. He's chased, he's flushed, he's all the way back to the 40. He's backpedaling and throws a pass into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown! Chicago has caught a touchdown pass with Cole Kmet open in the corner. If you hadn't seen it, you would not believe it.
The great Kevin Harlan on the call. You heard it right here on 104.5 ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge. I'm sure ESPN affiliates all over the country. But what a play that was. Caleb Williams, Cole Kmet, unfortunately, for Bears fans and for this play, it'll largely be forgotten because the Bears went on to lose in overtime after Caleb Williams threw a pick. But an absolutely incredible play. And as a Bears plus 3.5 bettor, I was ecstatic, actually, to see this game and the way that it did. For whatever it's worth, as you look ahead, the Final Four are set in the NFC. We'll have a divisional matchup there with Seahawks and the Rams. Seahawks, who just blew the doors off the 49ers. They'll play another divisional opponent here in the Rams. So we got all these odds up at LouisianaSports.net if you're interested. The AFC and NFC Championship odds and future Super Bowl odds. The Seahawks have opened as a 2.5-point favorite in the NFC Championship game over the Rams. Seattle looks like an absolute juggernaut right now. And how about Rashid Shaheed as well? 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in the divisional round. So congrats to him. Certainly that was a move that we hope for New Orleans pays off with the draft capital they were able to obtain for Rashid Shaheed. And clearly for Shaheed going to a contender and having an opportunity to get to a Super Bowl is pretty awesome for him. The other half of of Championship Sunday is super disappointing for Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, as you probably know, broke his ankle in overtime in the Broncos win in the win in the AFC divisional round. And unfortunately, man, for Bo Nix, that means he'll miss the AFC Championship game and potentially the Super Bowl if they're able to get there. The AFC title game line, by the way, because of the Knicks injury, the line is completely shifted. It's moved 5 points. It would have been Broncos favored by a point. Now it is New England on the road, a 4-point road favorite over Denver with Jarrett Stidham starting at quarterback. So a real big challenge, obviously, for Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos in this game. Not having Bo Nix available really sucks for Bo Nix. I mean, not that I want to cry for a former Auburn guy or an Oregon guy, but it just as a human component of this, it absolutely sucks to see this play out the way it is for him. And the one other thing here that is of note, if you look at the look-ahead lines, so there are 4 potential Super Bowl matchups, and however it will play out, the NFC squad is going to be favored however it plays out. Again, all these are up at louisianasports.net. If you want to go check out all the lines, just hit the sports betting tab. You'll see all of them. But if it's a Seattle-Denver Super Bowl, Seattle will be favored by 9. If it's Rams-Denver, Rams will be favored by 8. If New England manages to go to Denver and win, Seattle would be a 3.5-point favorite over the Patriots, and the Rams would be a 3-point favorite over New England. So all that's up at louisianasports.net if you want to go check it out. So however it may play out. It was a lot of fun watching that game Sunday from New England in the snow where you had the Texans and the Patriots, in large part because we had a really heavy LSU presence in that game. Kayshon Boutte made maybe the most incredible play of the weekend. Like the Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet touchdown was improbable. I'm just talking about the sheer athleticism of the play of Kayshon Boutte's one-handed touchdown catch against Derek Stingley. Incidentally, major 2020 LSU vibes in that moment. But here was Drake May after the game on Kayshon Boutte's touchdown.
He keeps on making them. You know, he keeps on making plays, making me look good, and I'm proud to be able to give him some throws to make a play on it. And I think one-hand catch. There's not much else to say about it. It's pretty sweet. We kind of looked. It was kind of the same type throw as my first one, to him, and he made an even better catch this time. So just props to Kayshon for keep on playing. It was huge for us tonight. That receiver room just keeps on doing good things. Good job in the running game, and I think I could have had some chances more downfield and make some better throws. But hey, you can't be too hard on myself and move on to the next one.
Kayshon, 33 catches, 551 yards, 6 touchdowns. Former 6th-round pick, who we all remember the story. Guy was incredible at LSU. The broken leg at Kentucky in 2021, he just never got back to form the next season and went into the draft with a lot of off-the-field questions. But, Kayshon, he ended up going in round 6 to New England. Kayshon Boutte is 23 years old. Let me say that again. Kayshon Boutte is 23 years old. He's 2 years younger than Tyler Shuck. He is still a baby. He is in his NFL infancy, but he finally looks healthy. And if healthy, he looks like the guy that going into his last year at LSU was a projected first-round pick. A guy who had a 300-yard receiving game in the rain against Ole Miss in the COVID year. He's awesome. Undeniably, when he's healthy and right. He looks healthy and right in a really good situation. So happy for Kayshon, happy for all the LSU guys. Will Campbell had a really rough day on Sunday for the Pats. And listen, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, they're going to make a lot of left tackles have a really rough day. But I was having this conversation with a friend who's an agent, an NFL agent. He said, "Man, Will Campbell, he's hit the rookie wall." And it really clicked for me. I was like, that actually does make an awful lot of sense when you think about it. 3 preseason games. And as a rookie, he was playing in the preseason. 17 regular season games. That's 20. And now 2 postseason games. That's 22. Will Campbell's played in 22 games already. So probably hitting that rookie wall and something you hope he'll continue to build upon. But an awesome rookie year for Will Campbell. But really, probably hitting that rookie wall. Maybe a couple more to go. We'll see. All right, hey, we're brought to you by Evermore. I always got my Evermore here on set with me. I drink it every day. Got it in my fridge. Last week was at a grand opening for the Rouses in Central, and I had to buy a 4-pack of Evermore because I was out for here at the office. And I was walking to the register, and a guy noticed me. He said, "You really do drink that stuff?" Yeah, I do. You can find it at great local retailers. If they don't have it at your local retailer, ask them why not. You could buy it online at evermore.com, EVAMOR, evermore.com. Or, of course, you can find a store near you at the website, evermore.com. Find a store, type in your zip code, and it'll tell you the store nearest you that has Evermore. EVAMOR, evermore.com, evermore.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review, Hour 1 in the books. Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows. We'll knock out a break, get you caught up on national headlines. Sports Center's right around the bend. When we come back, LSU transfer wide receiver Jackson Harris joins the show. Stick around.
AFR.
Brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, Arco.com, 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 ARCCO, Arco.com. This is real easy, y'all. Real easy. We always talk about standby generators, but most of the time when people talk about standby generators, it's for your home. Arco Power Systems, this is industrial Generac generator power. These are standby generators for your business. So, storm comes, power goes out. What do you do with your business? Well, Arco can help. My recommendation is just like it would be for your home. Don't wait for the storm to come and knock the power out. Maybe you've been through that before, the hurricane, the ice, the snow. What happens to your business when you lose power? Well, don't have to worry about that ever again. Call Arco Power Systems. They can install an industrial standby generator. They can rent it for you. They can keep it on their property, right? And then it can be ready to be deployed whenever the power goes out or a storm comes. They can service your generators as well. ARCCO, Arco.com.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer.
With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Indiana seeks to continue its magical run when it takes on Miami in the CFP National Championship game tonight, 6:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN. 2 days after another early playoff exit, the Bills need a new head coach. They fired Sean McDermott after 9 seasons and an 8-8 postseason record that included 2 AFC Championship game losses. In addition to the Bills, there are 7 current head coaching openings. McDermott intends to continue coaching and will land somewhere, believes ESPN NFL analyst Herm Edwards.
Coach has done a marvelous job in Buffalo. He'll find his footing somewhere. Somebody will hire him. But it's just, sometimes you stay too long, and you don't win enough of the big games, per se. It's hard enough to get there, but when you get there a bunch, everybody gets weary.
Herman Clinton and friends. Seahawks running back Zach Charbonnet will have season-ending surgery on a torn ACL. Kenneth Walker III shoulders the load in his place, starting with Sunday's NFC title game versus the Rams. Falcons keeping DC Jeff Ulbrich under new head coach Kevin Stefanski.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Tuesday, I'll give you my top 5 NFL coaches that need to get over the hump next season. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. We'll head down to Miami Gardens in about 15 minutes. Bill Bender of the Sporting News will be here, preview tonight's national championship game, which we are about 2.5 hours away from kickoff. Tigers certainly hoping to be in that game next year, and a gigantic portal class will be one of the catalysts. Actually, the first addition via the transfer portal in this cycle for LSU was former Hawaii wide receiver Jackson Harris, who's now LSU wide receiver Jackson Harris, who's good enough to join us here on the show. Jackson, we appreciate the time, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing awesome, man. We appreciate you for squeezing us in. I know it's a busy time for you. I mentioned it. You were the first portal edition of this class. What made you pull the trigger for LSU?
I mean, I did have some other visits lined up, or potentially getting lined up. But when I set foot in Baton Rouge, it was just just as Coach Kiffin been preaching, man. It's just different. So it's just plenty here for me to get better, just continue to develop as a player, and eventually go to the league.
Man, I want to talk about development and all that sort of stuff, but it's interesting too because you're a Berkeley kid who went to Stanford and then to Hawaii. So West Coast by nature, you said like it was just different. So I mean that had to be culture shock to a degree coming from Hawaii to Baton Rouge. What were some of the things specifically that stood out when you got here?
You mean just like as far as the city or like?
Yeah, and anything. What are the things that if someone said to you, "Hey Jackson, tell me about your trip to Baton Rouge"? Like, what were the things that stood out?
I just feel like it's a really inclusive community from what I've experienced so far. Just they show so much love to the athletes out here. Like I was going shopping for furniture, and the nice ladies at the furniture shop were just showing love. I got to meet them, talk with them a little bit. So it's just a lot of love and support, and I really like, how everybody rides behind the football team. So it's just something I wanted to be a part of, and put on for the city.
Yeah, it's so interesting too. You said you just made me think of this when you said you went furniture shopping. Like all you guys, you're moving your life, right? You're moving your life from Hawaii to Baton Rouge. You got to do all those things, find a place to live and get furniture and everything like that. What you were also you were on the visit, or when Sam Levitt went to the basketball game, you were there with them. So you've gotten to meet Sam. Tell me a little bit about the guy that's going to be slinging the football for LSU this year.
Oh yeah, I've been. I know Sam's still, on his little timeline from his injury, but I've been throwing with Landon and Hassan, and them boys can sling it, man. I think we got a really talented room, and I know Sam is, he's a veteran guy with, obviously the most experience. So he's gonna lead this team, man, and we're gonna be really explosive on offense.
Sam and Hassan are both West Coast guys as well. Did you know either of them through like recruiting or playing against them or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I was really under recruited in high school. I actually only played, about a season and a half of high school football. My junior year, I hurt my finger, and I played the back half of the season. I did all right, and then going into my senior year, I had some D3s, but I didn't want to settle for the D3 offers. Obviously, no problem going D3, D2, or wherever, but I want to play on a bigger stage. So I grinded, and I earned a couple of Power 5 offers by the end of the year, and I think it was Utah, Cal, and Stanford were the biggest ones I had. And I grew up down the street from Cal Berkeley, so I wanted to kind of branch out. So I wanted to go to Stanford, great degree, and then that didn't work out. So I bet on myself. Went to Hawaii, and had a pretty productive year, and it allowed me to come here and play on the biggest stage every single week.
I'd say so, man. First team All Mountain West. Pretty incredible season for the Rainbow Warriors this year. Jackson Harris is our guest. So, by the way, you're listed at, I see this right here, at 6'3", 205. Is that right, by the way? Because who are we talking to? We're talking to Winnie Watkins, and ESPN has him listed at like 6'2". He's like, no, man, I'm 5'11". So, is that right? Are you 6'3", but 205?
Yeah, I think I'm just under 6'3". I mean, I've always been measured at like 6'2" and like a little under 6'3". So I mean, 6'3" is about right, and I'm about 205. Yeah.
So you talked about being under recruited. Was there a point where like you hit a growth spurt where you popped up to be 6'2", 6'3"?
I mean, when I got to high school, I was like 6'1" maybe.
Okay.
And then I played soccer my whole life, so that's why I started football late. So I was playing soccer my whole life, and then, I kind of wanted to change gears, and then, I tried out football. I mean, my family played football. My uncle played at Fresno State, and my uncle played in the league, and so I come from an athletic background. So obviously, I knew how to play.
Yeah.
But I just, hadn't put on the pads before. So I mean, it was just I just had a great coach, Coach Perry at Berkeley High School. He just gave me the platform to, go put on a show, and get some D1 offers, man. So I didn't really know what college football really held, and I didn't really know how the recruiting scene worked. So I was just playing, and it just came.
This is fascinating, man. I mean, your journey from playing a year and a half of college to betting on yourself, going to Stanford, then to Hawaii, now landing at LSU, part of this portal class, is amazing. Tell me about, I would assume, so when you came for your visit, I would assume that's the first time you met Lane Kiffin. Tell me about your new head coach.
Yeah, I think he's just really competitive, and he's got a lot on his plate. Obviously, you can see how the media kind of talks down on him. But like one thing I was kind of like observing is like he really just embraces it. I feel like, I don't know, I'm not trying to speak for him, but that's just my observation.
Sure.
I feel like, he's getting all this hate, but it's like, if I'm pretty sure majority of coaches would have taken the same opportunity. I mean, it's LSU, it's just different. And you can hate on him all you want, but he's still gonna back it up, and he's still gonna talk, and he's still gonna, be that same competitive coach. So I just think it's a great mindset. And I kind of got that same mindset. I don't really care what anybody thinks of me. I've been underrated my whole life. So I mean, I just felt like I could connect on that level.
Sure. I mean, you were the first portal edition. They ended up adding 9 wide receivers, so it's a really pretty big haul there at your position. When you were being recruited and committed, did they tell you that was kind of the plan, like they were going to go at a bunch of guys in that room?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. You got to work wherever you go. And obviously, they had a lot of guys leaving the room, so, we got to fill up the room with talented guys. So it's just going to, push us all to be better, and we're going to compete with each other. So I'm just excited to get in the room with these guys and really get rolling here these next few weeks.
Got a couple more for you. Is there a wide receiver that you kind of modeled your game after that you think sort of you mirror how you play?
That's a good question. I feel like, when I started playing football late, like I said, I kind of started watching when Jerry Jeudy and Devonta Smith was popping off at Bama. I just feel like those guys are really aggressive route runners and, also really smooth players. Have the ability to, get yacked. So, I mean, I've been watching those guys for a long time, and I still do. Obviously, Devontae Adams, he's a craftsman. He's just elite at what he does. So those guys are some role models for me for sure.
And you average 19.7 yards a catch. Like every time they got you the rock, it's 20 yards, man. It's pretty incredible. Big play waiting to happen. Hey, man, the Super Bowl is in your backyard coming up here in a few weeks, man. You got a rooting interest in that game?
I don't. My Bears just lost. My stepdad is a Bears fan, so I was rooting for them. But I mean, I want to see the Seahawks win, man. I know that's a really good team, and I think Sam Darnold deserves it. So,
dude, how did you go being a kid from Berkeley, not being a 49ers fan?
Yeah, I mean,
I love it, by the way. I mean, as a Saints fan, I hate the 49ers. They used to be in the same division forever. They're not anymore. But so, I mean, but how did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was a Raiders fan for growing up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They were in Oakland.
They were in Oakland. So, I mean, I don't know. There's something about the Niners, man. I just don't really like them. All my boys like them, and I love talking trash to them. So, I mean,
you and me will get along just fine. Jackson Harris, LSU transfer wide receiver. Hey, man, congrats on your decision. Welcome to Baton Rouge. Look forward to meeting you in person, man. But thanks for a few minutes today.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good one.
You do the same. It's our pleasure, Jackson Harris. You'll follow him on Instagram, by the way. He's at Jackson Harris with 2 S's at the end of Harris. His name is spelled Harris, but on his Instagram, it's at Jackson Harris with 2 S's, probably just because I would imagine there's quite a few Jackson Harrises. But anyway, give him a follow, give him shout him out, give him some love. But that's the guy that was the first commit to Lane Kiffin in this portal class, averaged 19.7 yards of reception. Or you tell me 6'3", 205, who just told you played soccer, which tells you he's got great footwork, who can fly, who can make you miss. I mean, yeah, give me that guy. They loaded up, and I love that the mentality too. Want to go compete. Just think about where he's come from. Under recruited, goes to Stanford, lightly used. So then he goes somewhere I could play, goes to Hawaii, blows up, all Mountain West, back in the portal. Now he's at LSU. Biggest stage. Let's go, man. Love that. Congrats to Jackson Harris. Thanks for the time, man. Good stuff there. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing. ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. Tell you every day do business with someone. I want to remind you, we got a great video up right now on social media. Just got posted that of Tim Rusk, one of our great salesmen and inspectors. Tim's great. And Tim is doing a video where he's walking a property and kind of walking you through a few things to take notice of with your roof, to let you know if you might have damage, or a couple of things worth keeping an eye on. And something that I really want to make you aware of is when we talk about that free, no obligation roofing inspection, how important that is, because a lot of times that inspection is going to find hazards or potential damage that could lead to big issues. So an inspection is always free, but like in this video, Tim's showing a spot where there's some moisture in the soffit, and how that could lead to a big issue. He gets up on the roof and shows like why leaves in the valley are a problem, because that could cause water to pool, and when water pools, it creates a dam, and water pools on your roof, that could create leaks. Anyway, there's so many things that a very simple inspection, which is free, by the way, can reveal that could extend the life of your roof. So let us help you out. It's Parish Construction and Roofing. Go to parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Just fill out the form on the homepage. We'll get someone out there. They'll walk it, mark it, chalk it, do the whole thing for you, give you a full inspection report. Parish Construction and Roofing. Residential, commercial. We do roof repairs, no matter how big or small. We can do your full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And, of course, we also can do your gutters. And we have a soft wash crew, which is amazing. Maybe you don't need a roof replacement. Maybe you don't need repairs. Maybe it just needs to be cleaned. We have a soft wash crew as well. We do it all. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing. All right, y'all, it is AFR. We knock out a quick break. We're going to head down to South Beach, Miami Gardens, as a matter of fact. Bill Bender's there at Sporting News National Championship game, about 2 hours and 15 minutes away. 2 hours and 35 minutes from kickoff exactly, as I see the countdown on the screen right there. We'll talk to Bill Bender from Miami next on AFR.
AFR.
You know, it's one sort of preventative talking point into another. We're just telling you about Parish and taking care of your roof. When we talk about River City's 1 hour air, it's about the same message for your HVAC. I tell you every year, seasonally, the importance of your standard seasonal maintenance, right? So now that it's cold and you're turning on your heater, how important it is to make sure that you have your heater inspected. And if you didn't do it last season, or you can't remember the last time that you had your heater checked, it is time. It doesn't matter if you think it's running fine, because the bottom line is, if you want to extend the life of your heater, you want to make sure it runs efficiently so it saves you money on your energy bills, and most importantly, that it's safe to operate, you got to have this standard seasonal maintenance. It's like an oil change for your car. You should do it every year. And if you haven't done it this year or can't remember the last time you did, it's time to call River City's 1 hour air for the heater safety check. 752-0001, 752-0001.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Lockmayor Deshaun Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmayor Deshaun Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
It is a close team, and I've witnessed quite a bit of sentimentalism throughout the week from some of our seniors who we've been with quite a long time. I think it's time to sharpen the saw now, throw those warm fuzzies out the door, that sentimentalism. It's time to go play a game against a great opponent. We got to have a sharp edge going into this game, and you don't go to war with warm milk and cookies.
Curt Cignetti trying to do the improbable, win a national championship in year 2 at a place that was the losingest program in college football history when he showed up. It's incredible. Bill Bender, Sporting News. He's there in Miami Gardens. He's good enough to join us for a couple of minutes. Bill, we appreciate you for making the time, man. How are you?
Yeah, was that part of Mel Gibson's Braveheart speech? The warm milk and cookies?
Not exactly, but both were equally as effective. Hey, you're a guy that covers the landscape of college football nationally, but you are based in Big Ten country. Give me and our audience here, some perspective on what Indiana's trying to do.
I'd be like Vanderbilt going undefeated this year, but not just – and Vanderbilt had a great season. It would be like them hammering teams by 28. What is going on? How is this happening? It's the 2-year turnaround's remarkable. The way that Cignetti's done it is remarkable. It's I keep telling people, Matt, there hasn't been a Big Ten win a national championship since not named Michigan or Ohio State since Michigan State in 1965.
Oh wow!
Not like the SEC where you guys spread them out a little bit.
That is. Man, what a stat. I didn't realize that. I mean, obviously you would think of the heavy consolidation of Michigan and Ohio State, but didn't. So, you're talking about something 6 decades in the making here if Indiana pulls this off tonight. By the way, Bill, can you give us, I know you're there at Miami Garden, can you give us a scene setter?
Yeah, I got in before the security was, I guess, really more tighter. I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Like, I got here early enough that it wasn't too bad to get through. I'm going to guess 50-50. 50-50 Indiana, 50-50 Miami. And let me tell you something I think about that. When Ohio State played Tennessee a couple years ago, remember that playoff game? There was probably about 40% Tennessee there, and it riled up the Ohio State fans. And I wonder if that's going to be the same effect tonight. I think that could be very real.
That is so interesting, 50-50. I mean, I understand it's Miami's home field, but I certainly thought that Indiana would take over. So 50-50 will be fascinating to see how this plays out. Bill, we're going to talk so much about the quarterbacks, Mendoza and Beck. As you try to handicap that matchup with the two of them, specifically in the matchups against their defenses, who would you say has an edge?
Well, I mean, Mendoza, he hasn't made too many mistakes, and we can't find too many flaws with this guy. I think the way to pressure him is to do what Penn State and Iowa did. You have to take away the running game. In the games where Indiana was beatable, they averaged less than 4 yards per carry. And I thought Penn State was going to beat them. That was the one where I was like, that pressure's getting to them a little bit. So Miami's defensive line has to be just wreck the game. Yeah, and they can do that. Other side, Carson Beck just keep doing what he's doing, right? Like, don't make mistakes. Don't make the head-scratching throw that maybe leads to a pick six, something like that. Like, let's be honest, like Dante Moore did on the first play of the game, which set the tone for that blowout.
How, Bill, so, and obviously, I mean, I asked a poorly phrased question, obviously. Mendoza's been amazing. He's the Heisman winner. Of course, they have an edge at quarterback. But when I think about Miami offensively, they overwhelmed Ole Miss at the line of scrimmage. That was a very close game, but Miami, if you're watching, your eyeball showed you they were dominating the line of scrimmage in that football game. But Indiana is so good in their defensive front seven. How does Miami offensively have an advantage in this game? Maybe they can exploit, do you think?
Lean on that line. They're huge. Like, that was something that stood out at media day. I was like, wow, these guys are enormous. And you get that effect in championship games sometimes. Like, size-wise, I would compare it to, like, when Georgia played TCU. You know what I mean? When you saw the Georgia guys, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Georgia's going to, or Miami can physically dominate Indiana like Georgia did TCU that night, which, by the way, that was a easy story by halftime. But I don't think, it's the same game, but it's the same concept. Can you push the other team around with your huge offensive line and not make those mistakes you were mentioning?
Bill Bender, Sporting News, is with us at Bill Bender 92. Give him a follow at Bill Bender 92. He's there at Miami Gardens. Does special teams come into factor tonight? If it does, who has an edge?
Always does. And I think, the kickers have both been solid. The punters have been solid. I mean, maybe Malachi Tony breaks a punt return. That could be like one of those X factor plays. I think the biggest key too for Miami, and I mentioned, you and I grew up around, I'm 46. So like, I remember the Orange Bowls and how that became an advantage because Miami would make that big play or two early in the game. Can they do that kind of if the panic starts? This game, like the setting reminds me a little bit of Clemson, Alabama, the one year when Clemson, not the year they lost, but the year they won.
Was that the Clemson blowout?
No, the Hunter Renfrow.
Oh, the Renfrow game. They kind of blend together. Yeah. One of them, I think, was in the Bay Area.
Yeah, that the blowout was in the Bay Area. The close one was in Tampa Bay, and that was Jalen Hurts and Deshaun takes it right back down. I hope we get that kind of game. And here's something that annoys me while I'm on the soapbox. We got to move this thing up. We were talking about Sean McDermott all morning.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's so true. And next year, I believe, is the 26th is when they're going to play the championship game, which is absurd.
Is it the weekend before March Madness starts?
Bill Bender, hey, two more things for you. Your time much appreciated. One, Xavier Lucas is going to miss the first half after the targeting call. Does that have a big factor, do you think, in the first half of this game?
Could impact play calling, how aggressive they are throwing the football. I mean, Miami with those injuries in the secondary, and I think it's just another reminder that we need to yellow card, red card targeting.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to find a way to fix that so that it doesn't have the impact on the game that it might have in the first half tonight. I know what we're trying to do with player safety, but I've thought that for years. You can't, if it's a yellow card, it's a yellow card. And there's been not a lot, but enough of them this year that I'm like, what's the defender supposed to do? Yeah. And when that you can't eject players when they have to play at that speed.
Yeah. Flagrant 1, flagrant 2, same thing. I mean, yes, there absolutely has to be varying degrees. Okay, last thing. What do you think is a key, and who'd you pick?
I picked Indiana. I mean, early in the process, I had them 31-19, but I'm feeling like a 24-17 type game, 28-17 maybe. I think it's going to be fun, and if Miami can pull this into the fourth quarter, who knows? And just watch the line of scrimmage. I think you bring up a great point about that Miami offensive line. See how can they do what Mario wants to do if they can, and then game on. And I can tell you, I've done about 10 of these, and this is as excited as I've been. Not just because I'm not in Ohio where it's like 6 degrees.
Hey, man, in Baton Rouge this morning, we woke up, it was 27. So be glad that you're even farther south. Bill Bender, Sporting News, of course, at Bill Bender 92. Give him a follow there on X. Thanks, Bill. We appreciate it, man. Enjoy the game tonight.
Anytime. Thank you. You can call me anytime. Appreciate you. Bye.
Thank you, man. Yeah, that's I hope his score is right, whichever way the game ends up going, because I think what we want to see mostly is the college football season end on a high note with a great football game. That's what I'm certainly hoping to see anyway. The Georgia TCU thing, that sucked. Nobody wants to watch that. Like the Indiana Oregon blowout in the semis, and that happens. It happens at every level in every sport, man. Like we remember we saw Seattle blow the doors off of Denver in a Super Bowl. I mean, it happens. It happens. Sometimes you don't get the great game. Hopefully, we do get a great game tonight. I think if we do, it's because both teams are so good at the line of scrimmage. I mean, we've talked about it since Indiana beat Oregon the first time. They are an exceptional team on both lines of scrimmage, and clearly that's how Miami is built their team. I mean, they got 2 potential first-rounders on the defensive line. That offensive line you heard Bill talk about is massive. This could be a really fun line of scrimmage game, which could keep this close. So hoping for a great game tonight to punctuate the college football season. Hey, we're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor, they do it all. Come spray that patented non-toxic dry fog, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. If you got odor from pet, smoke, mold, they can come knock that out. Like maybe you bought a home and someone who had that home before has pets and you're having trouble getting rid of that odor. Or maybe you had a fire and so the smoke or a smoker owned that home or vehicle. They can knock that out. It's easy. They'll spray their patented non-toxic dry fog. They'll close up all the windows and doors. Let that fog dwell. It'll kill everything down to the spores. You'll go into a sanitized, clean-smelling home, office, church, school, workout facility, whatever it may be, from your vehicle, your home, up to the largest commercial building in the state. parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review, halfway home here on this Monday edition of AFR, presented by Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Muse will have Tigers in the pros in about 15 minutes from right now. Lots of LSU Tigers participating in the NFL playoffs over the weekend. One other thing that I want to circle back to. Oh, by the way, I did just get this word that from a source that I trust, that Jordan Seaton, the big offensive lineman, is still on his visit at LSU. So he did not leave for Oregon this morning. So I'm not saying specifically if he will or won't. I don't know that answer, but I was just told while I was talking to Bill that Seaton is still on his visit to LSU. So fingers crossed LSU can get this thing across the finish line. All right, it's After Further Review. Let me knock out a quick break. Part of what's going on here with the national championship game is discussion about the future of the college football playoff format. I got some thoughts on that, what's being discussed between Petiti and Sankey. We'll get to it next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Let's Rev, R-E-V. Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com. It is so worth a call, y'all, to Rev, to see if Rev services your neighborhood. It has fiber for your neighborhood. They just laid it, or they're in the process of laying fiber in my neighborhood. Because if you've ever had this experience where power goes out or a branch falls on a power line and your internet goes out, well, that sucks. You want to make sure that that never happens? A good way to do it is switch to Rev, where they have an all-fiber network, because the lines are buried. So you don't have to worry about a storm knocking out your cable, your internet, because it's all buried under the ground. That's Rev. So let's Rev. Home, office, 70,000 Louisianians trust Rev. R-E-V. Let'sRev.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith.
Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Lock Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
It's a pretty interesting developing story here. Again, I just mentioned it before we went to break, and I do have it confirmed. Jordan Seaton is still on his LSU visit. So if you're not familiar, just the very, very quick catch up is number one offensive tackle from Colorado. Was at Mississippi State Friday. His former offensive line coach, Phil Lodeholt, is the offensive line coach at State now. Kind of a courtesy visit. Went to Miami on Saturday, Baton Rouge on Sunday. Had a great visit. He was expected to stay. LSU was expecting to keep him here through Monday. I had a dinner planned at Supper Club Monday night. They were at Stabs Prime Sunday night and was going to a private dinner at Supper Club on Monday night. Monday morning, I was told that dinner was canceled. And many assumed, I was not told this, but many assumed that meant he was going to Oregon, which is where he was supposed to visit. That was a report from Pete Thamel that he was supposed to head to Oregon. Well, he's not in Eugene. He hasn't left Baton Rouge. I mean, he is still on his visit here at 4:30 on Monday. And LSU, as I understand it, is pushing for his. They don't want him to leave. They're trying to get him to commit and not leave. And then naturally, as we've already talked about, the semester, the campus is closed today, Monday, on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And so the campus reopens on Tuesday, and that is the last day to enroll for the spring semester. So ideally, you never let him leave. He signs with you and then enrolls on Tuesday. That would be the ideal scenario for LSU, which they are pushing for. If they're able to get this done before we're off air, we'll certainly tell you about it. Speaking of great opportunity to remind you about Supper Club, as a matter of fact, it's literally the next live read have to do. Eric and I were at Supper Club on Saturday. We celebrated our wedding anniversary, and man, an amazing place to celebrate anything. But God, they just do such an amazing job. The whole atmosphere. She and I were in a semicircle booth. They took great care of us. A great table. I had the crudo for an appetizer. Erica had the crab bisque, which was divine. I was able to have one of the Sagrera cuts. I had the cowboy ribeye. I told you I was getting a steak. And if you want a Sagrera cut, there's only two ways to get it. You either go to Sagrera in Ethel and you buy the full cow from Sean, which is a great option, or you go to Supper Club. Like, that's literally it if you want a Sagrera cut. And man, steak was divine. Absolutely outstanding experience, as always. Had the creme brulee for dessert. Had a great bottle of wine. I'm telling you, you want to go have an otherworldly dining experience, go to Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservations. SupperClubBTR.com. Aw, Erica literally just, she must be listening. She literally just texted me a photo of our date. Here's the Supper Club sign. And then there we are at dinner. Well, you can't see that, but anyway. But yeah, we were there this weekend, and they always treat us great. And they treat everyone great. It's just an incredible dining experience. So book your reservation, SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com. I do want to talk about, I'll do it now. I want to talk about the future of the college football playoff format. I don't have a ton of time right here. But I am going to get back to a portal update, and a lot of people are asking how LSU's been able to pay for the class they've had. Are they affording this? I want to delve into that at least as much as I know. But one of the things to keep an eye on. Friday is the deadline for effectively the SEC and the Big Ten commissioners, Greg Sankey, Tony Petitti, to agree on a new format for the college football playoff. That is not a self-imposed deadline. That is a deadline that has been imposed by ESPN. ESPN is the sole TV rights holder for the college football playoff. So ESPN has told them by Friday, we need to know, are you staying at 12? Are you going to 16? Are you going to 24? What are you doing? Well, they can't agree. Sankey wants to go to 16. Petitti in the Big Ten want to go to 24. Here's the catch. The 16-team model has 5 auto bids. The 4 Power 4 champions and 1 auto bid for the highest-ranked G5. And then 11 at-large spots, which I would be very much in favor of that. I don't want the G5 to have an auto bid. But if that's the compromise, it's what it is. The 24-team format that Petitti is backing would give 4 auto bids to each of the Power 4. SEC, Big Ten, ACC, Big 12. All of them would get 4 auto bids. The G5 would get 2, and then the balance, which is 6, there'd be 6 at large. I am very much in favor of an expanded playoff. You want to go to 24, 32? Great. I just want it to be a meritocracy. I don't want guaranteeing bids. Guaranteeing 4 bids to each of the power leagues is problematic. If you were just going to have the Power 4 conference champs get an auto bid, and then 20 at large, the next top 20 ranked teams, no matter their league, perfect. That is a meritocracy. You have earned your way into the field. And if you're sitting there rolling your eyes saying that's too many, all you jokers said the same thing about going to 12, and look at what you have here. You have a game with Indiana and Miami. Ole Miss, which wouldn't have been in, made it to the semifinals. Playing the playoff, playing it on the field, playing it out is a good thing. But you have to have the right teams in the field for that to make sense. It doesn't make sense to just guarantee the ACC 4 teams in the field when the ACC wouldn't have 4 teams that would make it among the top 24 teams. That's the problem that I would have if you go to that model. I'm not opposed to 24. I'm opposed to 24 guaranteeing each league 4 auto bids. Like in this instance, the 4 from the ACC, well, you would have had Duke get the auto bid as the conference champion, and then Virginia, SMU, and Miami would have gotten in. That's a problem. I don't know that 9-4 SMU is they're not a worthy team in the college football playoff. You look at the Big 12. Texas Tech would have been the auto bid. I love that BYU and Utah would have been in, but then Houston would have also gotten in as the 4th auto bid there. That's the problem. It's not 24. It's the 4 auto bids that I would have a problem with. I hope, and by the way, Petitti is willing to concede 16 for 3 years. 16 for 3 years and then go to 24. Sankey is not interested in 24 as of right now. So what is the compromise? If they can't reach it by Friday, then next year we'll be right back here in the 12-team playoff. If they stay at 12, fine. But in how they choose the 12, I think is what continues to need to be refined. They did a good job last year, eliminating the buys for Boise and Arizona State got buys last year. The top 4 got buys this year. That's better. Continue to tweak it to make sure your formula is such that you're getting the best 12 teams in the field. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. I'm going to knock out a quick break, and when we come back, Musil Tigers and the pros. We are counting down to the national championship game, about 2 hours away from kickoff. Jimmy will be here with Otterlocks, so a ton to do. Musil Tigers and the pros, and then after the top of the hour, I do want to delve into 2 questions primarily a lot of people have asked with this portal class. Number 1 is, how is LSU paying for all this? Number 2, what does this mean for expectations for LSU in 2026? So we'll get into all that as we continue. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
You want to do something kind of fun? that's a cool pastime, whether or not you're thinking about building a pool, go to duplessisbuilders.net. Go to the website, duplessisbuilders.net, duplessisbuilders.net. Sometimes this is just a really cool way to start visualizing something you may want eventually at your home with a pool or an outdoor kitchen. If you go to duplessisbuilders.net, right on the homepage, there's a Pick Your Pool tab. There's also a Pick Your Patio tab. So you can pick your pool or your outdoor kitchen. So there's 11 different pool designs that you can pick from. And then there's a Customize Your Pool. So you do that, and then you can pick out your coping, your tile, your courtscape. If you want a water wall, do you want a spray deck? Do you want extra decking? It's all right there for you at duplessisbuilders.net. Do you want to add ledge loungers, deck jet, spot tile, LED lights? You can build your pool at duplessisbuilders.net.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them.
Let's just take care of this right here.
Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
We are wrapping up hour number 2. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Countdown to the national championship game. Final game of the college football season. Then we go into hibernation until August. But be here before you know it. Got the portal and then spring football to keep us company all throughout this offseason. Of course, the NFL playoffs rolling along as well, which we'll kind of get a little bit of catch up. And no doubt Muse has a full report on here. We do it every day about this time. Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
There are plenty of Tigers running around the field making big impacts this past weekend as well. We'll just take the games in order. So we'll start with Bills and Broncos. That's where you saw Tre'Davious White for Buffalo. 4 stops in the game. Didn't have his best day out at corner, and boy, he was hot under the collar after a pass interference call against him set up the game-winning field goal for the Denver Broncos. Ended up getting the PI and then an unsportsmanlike conduct for berating a referee and spiking his helmet at said referee's feet. It was quite a sight to behold, but tensions are high there. But 4 tackles in the game for Tre'Davious White for the Bills and the Broncos. The game that featured the most LSU was Texans-Patriots. It seemed like every single player at one point donned the purple and gold. We'll start with Kayshon Boutte, 3 receptions, 75 yards, and a touchdown. He was the leading receiver for the Patriots. The touchdown was spectacular against Derek Stingley Jr. As a matter of fact, one-handed grab in the corner of the end zone, 32 yards. And that ultimately gave the Patriots their final margin of 28-16 in that game. Just a phenomenal season for Kayshon Boutte. We mentioned Derek Stingley Jr., not his best day. He also had a pass interference call in there on him as well. But in total, 2 stops in the ball game. Danielle Hunter, once again, fantastic. 4 tackles, 2 more sacks for him in the ball game. An additional TFL and an additional hit on the quarterback for Hunter. Damone Clark, 3 stops. And how about Kayvon Chason? Talk about a change of scenery doing a guy good. 3 tackles, a sack. He had 4 hits on the quarterback. One of those hits caused an interception, one of 4 for C.J. Stroud. He very much impacted the game. That is now, when you count regular season and postseason, 9.5 sacks for Kayvon Chason in his 2025 season. His previous high was 5 a year ago at the Raiders. He fits perfectly in that scheme up in New England, and he is making the absolute most of it. You love to see that for a former first-round pick. Took him a while to get moving, but man, now that he's found a home in New England, he's been awesome. And then Omar Spates for the Los Angeles Rams a night ago was all over the field as well. Defended a couple passes, 8 total tackles in the ball game. He likewise, I mean, man, his first couple of years in the league has been great. I did also want to mention that Will Campbell, he didn't have a great day at left tackle, did recover 2 fumbles in that ball game for New England as well. Like I said, LSU players all over the field there in that one. We didn't even mention Ed Ingram on the offensive line for Houston. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. I did a podcast this morning over at Move Media with my buddy Stuart, who years ago when I had my LASIK done at the Williamson Eye Center, we did some media, and you might remember we also did a video with this is a while back now. It's been 7 years. With it was me, Devin White, and Warren Morris. And we all did like a round table with Dr. Blake talking about our experience there with Dr. Blake. And so it's a great illustration. I mean, Warren Morris is a professional baseball player. Everyone knows Warren, of course, for the home run, but the guy played Major League Baseball. And then Devin White won the Butkus and was a first-round pick and had an incredible year this year. But Devin was telling the story about how when he was in the huddle looking to the sidelines before they had helmet comm in college, he couldn't see the hand signals from the sideline calling into play. So Dr. Blake did Devin White's LASIK, in part to help him be able to see to the sideline to get the hand signals for the defensive alignment. So I guess the point is, if it's good enough for Devin White, good enough for Warren Morris and dozens of other elite-level athletes who trust their sight, their vision, and then just everyday folks like you and me, man, Dr. Blake Williamson's just the best. Highly recommend. Go for that consultation. Ditch your contacts and glasses forever. Call the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. Okay, it is After Further Review, and we're glad to have you with us here. We opened the show today kind of with an update on Jordan Seaton and Princewill Umanmielen, which I think are the 2 biggest prospects that everyone keeps asking about. Again, the quick update on Seaton, I was just told within the last 20 minutes, he's still on his visit to LSU, so he has not gotten on a plane to Eugene, Oregon, which was, again, I did not ever hear of his plans to visit Oregon. Pete Thamel reported, and Thamel is obviously a very good, very credible reporter, but Thamel reported that over the weekend that Seaton was supposed to leave LSU and go to Oregon on Monday. That has not happened. So he's still in Baton Rouge, and as I understand it, LSU is pushing for him to sign while he's here. They're trying to make sure he doesn't leave. Just stay here, sign, and roll. Princewill Umanmielen from Ole Miss, the thing to watch there is going to be when the NCAA reopens their offices on Tuesday after the weekend and then the holiday here on Monday, the federal holiday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. When they start processing the names of folks who the paperwork was submitted, is Umanmielen in that number? And if he is, they process his paperwork and he officially posts in the portal, then LSU can have formal contact with him, sign him, and he can enroll in class, provided he is, in fact, going to pick LSU. But I was told over the weekend Ole Miss is pushing to keep him, and that Texas may be making a run as well. So those are the two, I believe, the two that we're watching here at the end of this portal cycle. By Tuesday, LSU's roster should well be set for spring football. All right, SportsCenter's coming up. It's AFR.
After further review.
Man, I'm excited about our friends over at Rouse's. Grand opening for 2 more stores is tomorrow. Gramercy and Covington. So last week they had the grand opening for Destrehan and Central. Tomorrow it'll be Gramercy and Covington as they move to 76 stores now from Lake Charles to Orange Beach. So looking forward to popping down to Gramercy in the morning to greet the folks there and be there for the ribbon cutting and the grand opening of the Rouse's in Gramercy. But y'all, the bottom line is you got a Rouse's near you. You know where it is. If you're not sure where it is, go to the website, rouses.com. You can find the location there. Just punch it into Google. You'll find it. And remember also, at Rouse's, king cakes. It is king cake season. Nobody does it better. They got all the flavors you want if you're plain Jane cinnamon like me, and they can ship your king cakes anywhere in the continental 48. So if you are interested in shipping a king cake, go to rouses.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news, another NFL head coaching vacancy has been filled. The Dolphins hiring Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley as their next head coach. The Bills fired Sean McDermott following his 9th season with the team. Under McDermott, Buffalo went 8-8 in the postseason, 0-2 in AFC Championship games, no Super Bowl appearances. He told his staff he intends to continue coaching, and he'll likely get opportunities to do so, explains ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
He now may get in on other head coach openings. I will say this. There have been teams that have brought up his name to me and said that if he got fired, he would automatically become part of their candidate pool. So there have been teams that have been narrowing down their searches that I think Sean McDermott will have a chance to go coach.
Denver opened up the window for running back J.K. Dobbins to return to practice this week, possibly play against the Patriots in Sunday's AFC Championship game. He's been on IR with a foot injury. Miami and Indiana square off in the CFP Championship game tonight. ESPN radio coverage as well as on ESPN, bottom of the hour.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 3. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Relief Windows. And Matt?
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Show. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. If you're working today, if you had the day off, enjoy the holiday. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to all of you. Hopefully all take some time and reflect and certainly celebrate the man who's so impactful to this nation and to the world. So happy MLK Day to everybody. If you had the day off, hope you enjoyed it. Most people back at school, at work, and everything tomorrow. But we are here today because, man, it is a nonstop, jam-packed day and an ever-flowing news cycle as we continue to follow it. Over the weekend, LSU did add a couple of other prospects for 2026. One transfer and one incoming freshman. Tigers have really loaded up on the offensive side of the ball. On Saturday, LSU added a running back transfer from UCF. Stacey Gage. Interesting to read up on Stacey Gage because admittedly, whenever I saw Gage posted on his Twitter a photo of he and Lane Kiffin announcing his commitment, I didn't know really who Stacey Gage was. But one thing I was told late in the week last week was that all of the coaches, the charge they were given at the end of this portal cycle from Kiffin and Billy Glasscock was go back through everything. Go through every single player they scouted, evaluated, and find a sleeper. Who did we miss? Did we miss anybody? And you can tell how they've built this portal class. You've got your top-tier guys. You get the number one player in the portal in Sam Leavitt. And you've got a former 5-star in Jordan Ross and a former 5-star in Trey Wilson from Florida. I mean, you've got dudes in this class. Ty Benefield, number one safety. I mean, you got dudes. But they also have guys like Jaquan Sprinkle, who's a 2-year starter at NC Central in the FCS there in the MEAC who they scouted and said, I like that guy. Let's get it. And guys with multiple years of eligibility. So Gage is one of those that's interesting because he hasn't had a very productive statistical career at UCF. 2 seasons. But he's 5'11", 210. And in 2 seasons, he played 11 games with just 13 rushing attempts. So he's got 3 years of eligibility remaining. So you can see how here they're looking and saying, all right, this is a guy who maybe with all of the investment LSU's made at the running back spot already with Harlan Berry, bringing back Caden Durham, and now 3 players via the portal at the running back spot, you could look at how he may develop if you really like the size and the skill set. But one of the things that I always talk about, and if you're familiar with the show, you know I say this often, I'm less concerned with the star rating or the ranking than I am with who recruited this guy. And if you go look at Stacey Gage's profile as a high school recruit, he was a 3-star and he was ranked number 544 nationally. So he was the 41st best running back in the composite. But when you look at his offer list, my goodness, is this impressive. I mean, it's everybody. I mean, he picked UCF, but Florida, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Florida State, Georgia, Auburn, Georgia Tech, Miami, Penn State, Alabama, Oregon, Texas, LSU, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Michigan, Texas A&M, Southern Cal, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Iowa, Purdue, Arkansas, and there's a dozen more. Everybody was in on this kid. So there has to be something there that all these schools liked in Stacey Gage. So maybe not someone who you would anticipate has a big impact in year 1 at LSU, but with 3 years of eligibility remaining, maybe someone who eventually does have a really big impact on this team. Now, the other addition was interesting because you just don't see a real heavy emphasis on the high school ranks, and they're just most of the elite level prospects sign in the December signing period. So it's rare that you see a player last until February, at least a player that a school like LSU is going to be interested in. Well, that's what happened here with Jackson Williams. And LSU got Jackson Williams on campus for a visit this weekend. So he took his official visit on Saturday, and we reported it over at LouisianaSports.net. Jackson Williams, Sam Spiegelman, I think, was the first to have it over at On 3. But Jackson Williams from Shaw in New Orleans picked LSU, committed for the class of 2026. So he'll sign in the February signing period. And this is a 3-star safety, 6'2", 180, again, out of Shaw in New Orleans. At different points, he'd been committed to Tulane and Washington State, but LSU scouted him. The new staff evaluated him. They liked him. They offered him, got him for a visit, and he committed. So he's the 16th member now of the 2026 high school signing class. They added, remember, it was 14 in December, subsequently added another defensive back, and now adding Jackson Williams as well. So they're up to 16 in the high school class. And I kind of look at it and go, man, if Blake Baker and Corey Raymond and Jake Olson, they scout these guys and they like them and they want to offer them, I'm good with it. And sometimes this is the type of prospect, if it's a kid from Louisiana who loves Louisiana, loves LSU, dreamed of wearing that uniform, and you can get them on campus and you like the skill set and think they could develop, and there's a likelihood of keeping them for multiple years instead of recruiting the high 4-star that sits as a freshman, doesn't like the fact that he's sitting behind portal guys and then leaves. This is one of those guys who maybe says, I'm going to stay for 3 years at LSU and wait my turn to be an impact guy because I want to be an impact guy at LSU. That could end up being part of the advantage that LSU could have. Again, so one to file away. So a couple of other players that LSU has added now for the class of 2026. And when you go look, we have the roster tracker, again, up at LouisianaSports.net. If you haven't seen it yet, go to LouisianaSports.net, always free. Remember, no paywall, no article limits, nothing like that. Go to LouisianaSports.net. You'll see right there on the homepage the roster tracker, and we have everything there from the players that have announced they're staying. By the way, Keelan Moses, they formally announced Keelan Moses today as staying. The 35 players entering the portal and the 39 additions via the portal. They're all there at the website. So you got 39 portal additions, and they're pushing still for 2 more, and Jordan Seaton and Princewill Umanmielen. Now 16 high school ads as well, and then the players that you have returning, or have announced that they are returning. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New year, new vehicle, get a deal at South Point Volkswagen. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. You can always check them out online. Shop the inventory online at southpointvw.com. How about $3,000 off, or 2.9% APR for 60 months for 2026 Atlas? 2026 Taos, deeply discounted as well. 3.9% APR or a $500 customer bonus. Bottom line is, when you move more Volkswagens than any other Volkswagen dealer in the state, you have better inventory, and you can offer better deals. So even if you don't live in Baton Rouge, it may be worth giving South Point Volkswagen a call, because wouldn't it be worth a drive to Baton Rouge if they're going to give you the best deal? Check them out online at southpointvw.com. Search the inventory. Work out your financing. It's all there for you at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? Well, it is After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out. We're counting down to the national championship game, about an hour and a half away from kickoff of Indiana and Miami. Jimmy will be here in just a little bit for Otterlocks. That line has come down. It was Indiana 8.5. Last I checked, it was 7.5. So with that line movement, does that affect the way that the Otter feels about the game? We'll get his pick coming up here in about 30 minutes from right now. Let me knock out a break. When we come back, maybe the question I've been asked most often, or 2 questions, is number 1, how is LSU paying for all of this? Meaning the transfer portal class. And number 2, does this change the year 1 expectations for Lane Kiffin? I want to answer those 2 questions when we come back. It's AFR.
After Further Review.
It's always brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. 2 amazing hotel properties, Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Renaissance, beautiful, sprawling hotel in the area they call Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet near I-10. It's across from the Mall of Louisiana and Perkins Row. When you walk into Renaissance Baton Rouge, you immediately understand all the subtleties that make that Renaissance unique, truly unique, meaning like only one. Because if you go into any Renaissance property around the country, every single Renaissance hotel is designed specifically for that market. So like the sculpture behind the desk at Renaissance Baton Rouge is a 2-scale model of the Mississippi River. You look at the carpet, the pattern are crab traps. The fixtures and the artwork on the light fixtures are mimicking pelican eggs hatching. Check it out. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I received at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
My father, J.B. Faugu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Faugu.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
We'll get your pick on the national championship game in about 30 minutes from right now. A little more than about an hour and a half from kickoff with Indiana and Miami's college football season will come to an end tonight. Meanwhile, in Baton Rouge, the season has been over since late December. Technically over since late December. It was over well before that. But the interest clearly is what's happening away from the field in this transfer portal cycle as Lane Kiffin is putting the finishing touches on his first year's roster. And I think it is absolutely fair to say that this roster and what LSU's been able to do should alter expectations if you were tempering them year one. And I've used many times the example of the team that's going to play tonight, Indiana, as a case in point of why there is no longer any type of grace period. There is no more expectation of a multi-year rebuild. Curt Cignetti stepped into quite literally the program that had lost, of the Power Four, lost more games than any other in the history of the sport. And in his first year, went 11-1 and made the playoff. In his second year, they're undefeated, number one in the country, and a touchdown favorite in the national championship game. It can be done in a blink if you evaluate properly and put the right roster together and then go coach them up. When you look at what LSU has done in this portal cycle, this was always the intention. It was never an idea that Kiffin was going to dip his toe in the water. This wasn't a zero entry pool scenario where you go in from your ankles to your shins to your knees to your thighs to your waist to your chest to, okay, then you're all the way in the deep end. No. This was, hey man, get on the diving board and cannonball into the deep end. They gave him $91 million. When it looked like they weren't going to keep Charlie Weiss, they bumped into 2.5 per year with a clause, a look-back clause, to make sure that he remains the highest-paid offensive coordinator in the SEC. They kept Blake Baker from taking the head coaching job at his alma mater, paying him $3 million a year. They focused on retaining 6 key players, and they kept all of them. Weeks, Trey'Dez Green, DJ Pickett, Harlem Berry, Braylon Moore, P.J. Woodland. Kept all of them. And then they went in the portal with an idea of what they wanted to do in this portal cycle, and they have completely obliterated the idea that they had, which was go probably sign 5 or so defensive players, address the defensive line, get a safety. Offensively, you needed to remake your offensive line room, your receiver room, got to get a quarterback. All they've done, and they were planning to land somewhere around 30 players. They're at 39 and still trying to add 2 more, which would both be 7-figure adds. Like, what they have built here, there is no tempering expectations. You sign the number 1 quarterback in the transfer portal, and then a 5-star to back him up. Oh, and then the FCS guy that everybody wanted too. Like, just look on down the list of what they've been able to add. No, there is no tempering expectations. The expectation is you're going to go make the playoff year one. And hopefully you get a good draw, you coach them up, you get on a roll, you have some good fortune and good health, and you go win a national championship. Like, that's the expectation. Another question a lot of people have is, okay, well, like, how are they paying for this? And that's a bit more complex. And I'll explain as best I can based on what I know right now, with the asterisk in the footnote to say, like, this is subject to change as I learn more. And I'm certain that when they're done, I'll be able to have more conversations to learn more. But while they're in it, naturally, there's still negotiations with agents. They're trying to win these battles for players against other schools that are negotiating against them and trying to recruit these players as well. So there's some things that just aren't going to be disclosed yet, but will in time. But there's a couple of reasons why LSU was in a position to do what they're doing. And I know over the weekend, Matt Bowers, who I think many people know is an auto dealer, of Matt Bowers, auto dealer. He's an Ole Miss alum. He's a big Ole Miss booster, but has business interests here in Louisiana. And Matt Bowers over the weekend put out a tweet where he surmised that LSU was going to spend $40 million on this roster. Now, it's saying to be the most expensive roster in college football history. I don't know if that part is true. I don't know if either part is true, if they get to 40 or if it's the most expensive roster, because we've heard things of like what Ohio State and Texas have spent in the past on rosters, and I just don't know. Like, I haven't seen a ledger to know in the collective era, what did Ohio State spend on their roster that won the national championship? You know, what did Texas spend last year? You know, with all the numbers that are reported there for Arch, I don't know. I don't have those answers. I try to find as best I can, but what did Ole Miss spend 2 years ago? The 2024 Ole Miss roster, when they were all in to try to win a championship behind Jackson Dart, and they went 9-3. I don't know the answer. The question of, like, could LSU approach $40 million on this roster, I think is plausible. But here, I don't know if they will, but I think it is plausible. Remember that you got to go back with me, okay? You have to go back to a time that's painful for LSU fans, but I'll explain it how it sets the dominoes in motion. Go back to Bryce Underwood flipping. Bryce Underwood flips, and remember what happened. All of a sudden, LSU boosters, donors recognized, hey, we have got to be more serious about funding the collective. Because I told you for years that LSU was behind, and a lot of LSU fans didn't like hearing that, but you came to realize that it was true. They were behind in funding their collective. The Brian Kelly's second, the 2024 roster, LSU spent $5.5 million on that entire football roster. Okay? You wonder why it looked the way it did? That's why. Well, all of a sudden they fund the roster. They fund the collective. They become very liquid. And last year in the portal cycle, because they had so much liquidity, they were able to front load all those contracts. You've heard me say that before. Effectively, they were able to pay those guys with money out of the collective before rev share went into place. Because when rev share went into place July 1, you couldn't just pay guys out of the collective anymore. So all the powder they had to get rid of it. So they basically funded that roster before they had to touch their rev share money. So for fiscal 25-26, right, July 1 to June 30, LSU and every school has $20.5 million to spend across all their teams. Generally, most teams are allocating 75% of those funds to football, meaning roughly $15 million. LSU didn't have to spend the full $15 million of its rev share money for the 2025 football team because they were so liquid last year in the portal cycle. It's not to say they had the entire $15 million. I think the number's actually just below 15, but they didn't have the entire, they had to touch some of it, but they didn't have to spend all of it. So they went into this portal cycle with a very healthy chunk of money to spend right now in this portal cycle, knowing as well on July 1, it resets and you get a new $15 million. Now, you can't roll the money over, so you got to spend it. But the point being, let's say another team had to spend their rev share money on this year's football team, the 25 football team. Well, right now, they don't have money that they can give players as a signing bonus or an advance or whatever. LSU can say, okay, I'm going to use a round number. Let's say there's a player that they've agreed to, and it's a $100,000 deal. Well, they could take $50K out of the rev share for 2025, give it to him right now, and then pay another $50K after July 1 when the rev share starts over. So you're not combining, you're not rolling over, you're just giving this player payments that are spread out over the course of the two different rev shares. So in theory, LSU could have, the number isn't 30, but a very healthy number approaching 30 million if they want to use the remaining 25 rev share or for the 25 season and the rev share that starts over in 26. And then on top of that, they know they've got true third-party NIL deals because, as we've explained many times here, LSU, through the NILSU Max program, has done an exceptional job of building out those systems to have true third-party NIL deals with its partners. Like, I don't think it's any coincidence whatsoever that when Lane Kiffin is posing on the field with the number one offensive tackle in the transfer portal and the highest-ranked available player, Jordan Seaton, he's there in Tiger Stadium, and Lane Kiffin is wearing an Our Lady of the Lake hat. Yes, Lane Kiffin, or yes, Our Lady of the Lake is a sponsor of the show, and I'm proud to be partnered with them and endorse them, but they are a championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Go look at that photo that they posted. Lane Kiffin's wearing an Our Lady of the Lake hat. He also, on his Instagram, posted a photo solo of the Our Lady of the Lake hat. I don't think that's any coincidence whatsoever. LSU has great partners with which they have been able to do a lot of true third-party NIL deals. So, going into a lot of these negotiations, be it Our Lady of the Lake or Raising Cane's or Nike or whomever, they've got a lot of those deals ready with money already committed and allocated through NILSU Max to do deals as NILSU Max sees fit with these student athletes. So while you can't put it in writing what third-party NIL deal you're going to give these players, you could have these conversations to say, we feel really confident based on what we can do X. So all that to say, they have done a remarkable job of pulling the resources available, plus using the LSU brand and Lane Kiffin and Tiger Stadium and everything to put together this transfer portal class. The big and very legitimate question is, when you go invest as much financially as you have in this roster, which is an epic haul, does it affect your ability to do it again next year? Because the idea of perpetually front-loading, that's probably out the window with the money you've spent on this roster. So what do you do next January? I don't know. And my guess is they got a plan, but some of that plan is probably, you know what? We're going to try to win a championship now, and we'll figure out next January. And over the weekend, I'm not sure if you saw it, but Ross Dellinger had a piece where Dan Radakovich, who's the AD at Miami, remember Dan Radakovich used to be at LSU, is lobbying to eliminate the rev share cap. Don't cap it at 20.5. We need more. Let us spend whatever we want. Well, if that happens, then this conversation is moot. So you went all in to win now, and you're never going to feel the effects of it down the road. It's a fascinating time, and I think if you're an LSU fan, you should probably be most encouraged by is you have a front office that is pretty brilliant. The staff at using the process they do to evaluate talent and find value. I'll keep going back to it, but look at guys like Jaquan Sprinkle and Jacoby Jones, the two offensive linemen they got from NC Central and from Co-Lin, the junior college. Those are dudes that have played a ton of football, fit the mold, and check the boxes of what they like in their evaluation that they, I'm sure, got at a bargain, that they think can be starters for them. Okay, awesome. They're great at evaluating. They've proven that. And Billy Glasscock is the guy that's managed the cap, and he's clearly navigated this brilliantly based on what they've been able to bring in already with two gigantic fish still out there in Jordan Seaton and Princewill Umanmielen. And if they land both of those guys, you will be talking about a portal class that could be so far and away the best portal class that we've ever seen and may ever see again. Not just at LSU, but anywhere. Because you're just not going to see a lot of teams have to add 40 players via the portal that add this caliber of player, because there's just not a lot of programs that are going to be uniquely positioned with the type of capital LSU had and the advance they had working through true third-party NIL that would put them in a position where they have a new coach and need to go sign 40 guys, that it would work this way. I mean, Oklahoma State's signing 40 guys. Penn State's signing 40 guys. But they're basically just signing the North Texas and Iowa State rosters, respectively. They ain't signing portal classes like LSU is right now. Maybe this has an effect on the 2027 roster and their ability to build a 2027 roster. See, maybe not. Maybe one of the great benefits of all of the depth they've built with guys with multiple years of eligibility remaining is, while it's going to cost you right now on the front end, maybe you alleviate a bit on the back end by not having to go sign 40 guys next year if you're able to retain a lot of these guys that you brought in for depth. So all that'll play out in time, but hopefully that sheds a little bit of light on how they've been able to pull this portal class together. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll give you a preview of the national championship game as we're about an hour away from kickoff. Jimmy will be here in 15 minutes for Otterlocks. Don't you move, it's AFR.
AFR.
GLO, glowresources.com. They are complete employer solutions. Glow Resources, glowresources.com. Permanent employment solutions as well. This is not a temp staffing agency. And I want to remind you that if you have really struggled hiring and turnover is costing you productivity, you need a permanent solution. Well, how do you do that? Glow Resources. That's how. Over the course of a day, they conduct about 50 interviews, which means over the course of a year, they conduct some 15,000 interviews at Glow Resources, meaning they know the right questions to ask to avoid the potential pitfalls with employees that lead to the lack of productivity and turnover. It's Glow Resources. Have a phone conversation. Skilled blue-collar labor. Their professional placement division can help with any white-collar job. They have a 96% success rate. 96% of the employees they find for your business become a permanent solution. GLO, glowresources.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I received at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
So I tweeted out about an hour ago when I got word that Jordan Seaton was still on his visit. There's a guy. This is the funniest thing that's happened to my Twitter during all of this this portal stuff, because all the different fan bases that are that their teams are vying for prospects, and also everyone, and I'm certainly respectful of this. Everybody's looking for information. So Oregon fans who thought Jordan Seaton was going there today are looking at a lot of Baton Rouge media for updates on Seaton's visit or whatever. So about an hour ago, I got word that Seaton was still on his LSU visit. He's physically in the LSU football operations building, confirmed. And so I tweeted, source confirms that Seaton is still on his LSU visit, didn't leave for Oregon Monday morning, Tigers push for his commitment. A guy named Adam Bradford, his profile says that he's Go Ducks is an Oregon guy. He responds to my tweet. He puts, "Is this true?" at Oregon Updates. Why are you asking the Oregon Updates guy? He's physically, as of an hour ago, physically in the LSU football operations building.
We're going to need to start taking ransom style photos where they're just holding a newspaper from the day, where they are and holding a newspaper from the day.
Jordan Seaton did not get on a plane. I can guarantee you this much. He is not in Eugene, Oregon. Even if he left football operations the minute I tweeted that and got on a plane, he would still not be in Eugene. He'd have to be on the freaking Concorde jet to be that. I still don't know if he'd be there. Could you get there in an hour? Maybe. I don't know. But LSU's pushing for his commitment. We'll see if they can get it. Every time I look up at ESPN, they had the countdown clock going a little bit ago, but we're about a little over an hour away from kickoff. Miami and Indiana in the national championship game. The spread is the line's moved a good bit. It was interesting. John Murray is the Las Vegas bookmaker at the Westgate Superbook, and he said sharp money showed up late for Miami. He said the game would have been nowhere near this number all season, which is pretty interesting. And actually Miami likely would have been favored for most of the year. The look-ahead line in the semis would have had the Hoosiers as a 5.5-point favorite over Miami, but the fact that Indiana blew the doors off of Oregon caused the number to swell to 8.5. Well, now, as of this very moment over at DraftKings, they've got the number at, of course, the number is 7.5 right now, still at DraftKings. So we'll see if that has any more movement between now and kickoff. But Indiana's favored by 7.5 in the game. The total's 46.5. I think a lot of sharp money, and we'll get Jimmy's thoughts on this here in less than 10 minutes, but they're looking at it going, okay, well, all season Miami would have been favored. Look-ahead line before the semis was 5.5, so they're looking for value. It's over the key number of 7 at 7.5 if you're looking to bet it. It's just amazing. Indiana, before the season, you could have got them at 200-1 to win the national championship. Miami just ahead of the playoff selection, not at the beginning of the season. Like on Sunday, right before the playoff selection committee announced the field, you could have gotten Miami at 100-1 because they weren't even thought. So they were underdogs just to even get in the field. And here they are, an hour and 11 minutes, 1 hour, 11 minutes, 35 seconds away from playing for a national championship. So we'll get Jimmy's thoughts on Indiana and Miami. I've been riding with Indiana ever since their first win against Oregon. You're probably sick of hearing me say it. I was like many of you. I looked at Indiana a year ago. They went 11-1. They played 2 ranked teams, got their ass kicked by both of them. Ohio State in the regular season, Notre Dame in the playoff. Came into this season, I thought the same thing. Weak schedule. Remember one of the storylines earlier this year with Indiana when they canceled a future series with Virginia to be able to schedule a directional state U? Like, because the committee told them last year, just go 11-1. Doesn't matter who you play, who you beat. Just go 11-1. So I looked at Indiana and went, they're not that good. They're just beating up on bad teams. And then I watched them play Oregon in that game at Autzen in Eugene. A tough place to play, a very good Oregon team. And the final score was 30-20. But Oregon got a late pick 6, which made that thing closer than it really was. And that really, if you watch watching the Miami Ole Miss game, you realize Miami physically dominated that game. They just came up short at the line of scrimmage or in the red zone in times. Turnovers hurt them. Ole Miss, Kewan Lacey, it's the 75-yarder. It was just a game that, watching it, you're wondering, how is this even close? That's how it felt watching Indiana against Oregon the first time, and I went, oh, no. Like, they're good. Like, they're championship good. And so taking Indiana against Alabama was the easiest money that I made all year because people just looked at the logo. And I think that happened in the game against Oregon in the semis as well. People just looked at the logo. I think finally people are not looking at the logo anymore. Indiana is great on both lines of scrimmage. They got the better quarterback. I believe they have NFL athletes. I don't believe they do. They have NFL athletes at receiver. The one thing where I kind of wonder with Indiana in this game is I think Indiana in the secondary is susceptible. So they count on their defensive line to create pressure to make it harder on an opposing quarterback. So if Indiana's defensive line and defensive front 7 can make hay against that really good Miami offensive line, then they can pressure Carson Beck into mistakes, and that's the opportunity really for Indiana to seize control of this game. But if Miami's offensive line can pave the way for a running game and protect Carson Beck, it sounds obvious, there's going to be plays to be made against the Indiana secondary. That's where, if there is a weakness, where they have it. But if Indiana can go play this game straight up, the line of scrimmage, I think Indiana wins. I think Indiana covers and wins the national championship, which, what a time to be alive that we're talking about the Indiana Hoosiers as a touchdown favorite in the national championship game against Miami in football. Remarkable. See how it goes. Jimmy will be here in a minute, give you a pick on the game. I remember we're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com. Name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they'll keep you coming back year after year after year after year because they treat you like family. It is Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. Schedule your service online. You can shop tires online. You can see all the dealer specials online at ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. You go hit the promotions tab there on the homepage, and it'll list all the specials. And it'll kind of explain how they pair the manufacturer's offer with their in-house offer to give you the best price on tires, on the best tires on the road. So before you hit the road for that trip, make sure that you have new tires on your vehicle. Make sure that if you need an oil change, whatever it is done to your vehicle, you bring it to Shawbills. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com, Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, it is After Further Review. Been a really good show. If you missed anything, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. So book your tee time at golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. We're giving the latest on Jordan Seaton, Princewill Umanmielen. We had LSU wide receiver Jackson Harris, the Hawaii transfer. He was with us last hour, as was Bill Bender from Miami. Bill Bender, the Sporting News. So it's been a great show. Tons of college football, wall to wall. Glad you're hanging out with us here on this this Monday, on this federal holiday, as we honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Let's knock out our final break of the show. Come back. Jimmy will be here to give us a pick on the national championship game. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you're thinking about selling your home, new year, new home, maybe new year and you're moving, you're being relocated, good time for kids to start a new school, you need Darren James. First of all, you need to recognize that you need a realtor. 73% of people that list their home for sale by owner end up hiring a realtor. That is fact. That's not made up. That's not my opinion. That is fact. And it's a lot of different reasons. Maybe you don't know how to price your home. Maybe you don't know. Maybe the paperwork's overwhelming. Maybe you just don't have time to be there for showings. Save yourself the time and the money. Darren James is going to get your home sold fast for the most amount of money. He guarantees it. It's his guaranteed sale program. Sit down with Darren. He'll agree to a price and a deadline. If he doesn't sell your home at that price by that deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash, or he will sell it absolutely free. So what do you have to lose? Call Darren James. Get your home sold. 335-7666 or agent225.com.
Think real estate. Think Darren James.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I received at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane,
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on this Monday edition of AFR, presented by Relief Windows. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters, too. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Big shout out to Brandon, Holly, and the gang. We always appreciate them sponsoring our Monday shows all throughout the year. You can give me my music, by the way. We're waiting on Jimmy, having issues with the phone. See if we can get connected with him here in just a quick second.
At all positions.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear Kurt Signetti.
They have great team speed. They have really good size. The two ends are, game changers. The inside guys are really good. They got depth there, too. The linebackers run and hit. Offensively, the line's big. The starting running back is big, running really well. The receiving core is deep and athletic, and number 10, obviously, is an unbelievable weapon. And they're playing at home, and they didn't have to travel. So I think the 8.5-point spread's a setup.
I love that guy. All right, we are counting down less than an hour away from the national championship game. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Yo, Otter, what up?
What's going on, Matthew?
Man, just enjoying a busy day, getting ready for the Natty tonight, man. We'll bid adieu to another college football season. What about you?
Yeah, man, getting ready for the last game of the year. So, it's funny. Indiana was still people were reluctant to back them. The betting public until the Big Ten championship game. When they won that game, then it was they started to back them, and then they had to play Alabama, and Alabama was a big public bet. They demolished them in the Rose Bowl. And they backed them big time in the Orange Bowl. They demolished Oregon there. So the odds makers know that they are a public team. And, they finally got some bounce back, some buyback. They got up to 9 at one point earlier this past in the middle of the week. And now it's going down to 7.5 just about everywhere. And DraftKings was the last one to move it. They were at 8.5 pretty much all day, and now down to 7.5 just about everybody else now. But the other thing is the key game for Indiana turned the corner as far as that public support was the Ohio State game. And we saw Miami play Ohio State on a neutral month, and, man, Miami didn't look that much different from Indiana in the process. They did not cover their last game against Ole Miss. So I think that's inflating this line a little bit as well. So I look for a competitive game tonight, Matt. I still think it'll be close to 50-50 with the being played in Miami. And, of course, Indiana's bringing a ton of people just hoping to get tickets along with their 23,000 allotment that they'll give to the schools each. But I expect a very competitive game because Miami's as good, if not better, at the line of scrimmage.
Okay. So you like the Canes and the points. Even if it's at 7.5, you still like it because it's over 7?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. See if there's any boosts or anything out. There's got to be some type of profit boost out there.
You would think on a high-volume game like this, that's usually the ones they put it out on. So
yeah. Going to be interesting. Who do you like in the game? You have a pick?
Miami plus 7.5. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't mean like against the spread. I mean, what do you think happens in the game itself? I'm not saying about bet. Like,
I think you hold your nose when Beck drops sack straight to pass, and because Mendoza, and he was flawless in that game. He's got more touchdown passes than interceptions in the 2 playoff games. I mean, enough said. But this might be the game where they ask more of him, Matt. I have made a statement that, what they've asked him to do this year, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8, quarterbacks this year could have won the Heisman, behind Indiana because they're so tight in their execution. But it was just where he placed the ball. His accuracy was so good in the Oregon game. I kind of raised my level of respect for him a little bit. We know his no level of entitlement. All he had was a Yale offer coming out of high school. Took Cal, stepped in last minute. So, he's a safe play there. But early in the game with injuries and first half suspension in the Miami secondary, they may flip the script a little bit and look to pass first and ask Mendoza to take advantage of that matchup a little bit early. That's my biggest concern. I do not think they're just going to be able to run the football like they do so many teams and just pound Miami. I just don't think so.
There is, by the way, a 30% profit boost at DraftKings on any bet on on the national championship game.
That's music to my ears.
Go take advantage of it. All right, Otter, where are you tomorrow?
We're at Dozy Place on Government Street in Mid-City.
Awesome, man. Thanks. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, good luck.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. That is Jimmy Yacht. It is after further review. Otter has the Canes with the points. I respectfully disagree. I will not be jumping off the Indiana train. They just keep covering, and I am just going to keep cashing checks, and I'm going to roll with Indiana again. Listen to Jess Sims. Jimmy and I will. Dude, is that's Clinton Portis? Is that Ed Reed with the giant Miami hat on?
Certainly looks like him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jess Sims with Ed Reed and Clinton Portis. There you go.
Yeah, sure enough.
That's him. Ed Reed's got such a good beard.
What's he doing? Ed, what are you doing, man?
Vibing.
He's wearing the giant hats or whatever they call them, like the one that Lamar Brown wore whenever he committed to LSU. The big oversized hats.
I dig it.
Ed, what are you? No.
I dig it. Yeah.
They're gonna get their ass beat just for that. Pro Football Hall of Famer, one of the greatest, most hard-hitting, dominant safeties we've ever seen, is wearing a jumbo hat before the natty. This ain't no game, ain't no joke. Yeah. Destrehan's fine. So what are you doing, Ed? Have a great night. See you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
Getting on down the road. Remind you about Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Y'all saw the photo that Lane Kiffin posted on his social media with the number one offensive tackle in the portal, Jordan Seaton. It was Lane Kiffin, Jordan Seaton, and Lane's nephew, Cookie, on the field in Tiger Stadium Sunday night. And Lane Kiffin had on an Our Lady of the Lake hat. You better believe he did. Championship health partner of LSU Athletics, so integral to everything LSU does, and vice versa. When you think Our Lady of the Lake, think LSU. When you think LSU, think Our Lady of the Lake. Our Lady of the Lake has done so many incredible NIL deals. You see all throughout football season, Garrett Nussmeier, Jack Pyburn, so many student athletes. Now basketball season, you see Flauget and so many of the wonderful both men's and women's basketball players. You'll start to see more with baseball and softball and gymnastics as we transition into that new season, but also building this 2026 football roster. Championship health partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Lockmeyer DeShawn Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmeyer DeShawn Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.